And welcome back to Hannity. We continue with the author of Miracles and Massacres, the one and only Glenn Beck. All right, you look out there in the political landscape, and a lot of people, they follow you. They're following your news service. You're starting a radio news service. You're a real entrepreneur, successful. I know because I've been using your studio and office. I've taken it over.
You have been a great guest in our facilities and made a lot of friends, and I thank you.
No, listen, you've been great. I appreciate you letting me, hijack your studio. I mean, new one's being built.
Not a problem. Just leave my office in decent shape when I come back.
Yeah, by the way, there was a flood there the other day, but I'll tell you about that another time. You look at the political landscape. I look at the political landscape. I'm looking for somebody that I think could not only win an election, winning's important, but also govern the country in a way that would, I think, help us, get us on the right track, inspire people to use freedom in the right way. As you look out there, is there anybody that you see that you like, that you admire?
I'll tell you, Sean, I'm going to answer this in a way that first of all, I think that was the longest pause I've ever given on television before. I mean,
you give long pauses, I've heard you.
Old dogs do learn new tricks. Not on television. Usually when somebody answers or asks me a question, I answer it right away. But I want to be very measured here on what I say. So let me answer things in a different way than probably where you want to go. I'm looking to the American people because I see what the Fed is doing. They are devaluing our money like crazy. I see what is happening with Obamacare. If you look at that, I mean, all of the things we talked about when I was, your on-air co-worker, all those things have happened. And people don't either care or they didn't listen or whatever. It doesn't matter. Other things that we talked about and other things that we're now seeing are going to happen. The dollar is not going to last. So what does the world look like? We have two ways to go. We can either tear each other apart, or we can see that world that Amazon was talking about last night on 60 Minutes, where literally the sky is the limit. Everything you know is about to change. So I'm really focused on the American people because I think until you see a change in consciousness of the Republican Party, which I don't think is going to happen, but God bless him if you can get it done. Until there's a change of consciousness, it was Einstein that said, the consciousness that created the problem cannot solve the problem. So it's time for a new consciousness. It's time.
I don't disagree. Listen, I think there's got to be a solution. I've actually secured a website, Conservative Solution Caucus. And in January, I'm going to outline about 10 things. And by the way, if you want to contribute to it, I'd love to add your contributions. The top 10 things that would help get the country in the right path.
Right.
And yeah, I'd like the conservatives to be the one to do it because I believe conservative solutions are better.
Well, I will tell you this. I don't really care where the solutions come from.
Me neither.
I just want some solutions that actually, are based in eternal principles. I will tell you this, Sean. There's two things. One is they got to stop thinking small. You really want to talk about the debt? Stop telling me about 2% budget cuts. That's not going to change anything. 2% was, 20 years ago. It's over. So now what are you going to do? I suggest that you start selling the land in the national parks if you have to, but at least sell the land, all of the federal government land that they own. What do they own that for? Sell it. Get rid of it. They don't need it anymore. It's time to sell some things. It's time to go up to Alaska and drill in Alaska. And if they're not willing to build the pipeline and drill in Alaska, then it's time we sell it to somebody who will, because we've got to pay off our debt. The second thing that, if I may, in the book we talk about what happened in Athens, Tennessee. If you don't know the story of Athens, Tennessee, you need to know, because everything that happened in 1945 is happening again, except it's happening on a national scale. And you want to know why they're trying to silence you, take over your schools, take away your guns. You want to know why that's happening. And not just this administration, but the Republicans are also silencing the Tea Party through the IRS. You notice there's no big Republican outcry on that. You want to know why? Go read the solution that was found in Athens, Tennessee. That's why they have to make sure that you don't feel empowered at all.
That was an incredible story about a corrupt sheriff and what happened when GIs came back home. Real quick, so you tell 12 stories in the book. Tell us quickly.
Well, let me just tell you this. We tell the miracles and the massacres. This is Tokyo Ro's actual microphone that she used in World War II.
How'd you get that?
She was a hero. She was a hero, not a villain. We need to know the massacres and the miracles to be able to really understand and save our country.
And you talk about Wounded Knee, and you talk about My Lai, and all those other issues with a different perspective.
We also talk about some great things. The miracle that came out of Al Capone that you've never heard of. Right. Amazing stuff.
Glenn Beck, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Coming up next, we're going to check back in with Ainsley Earhart one more time. Is she able to succeed tonight? Plus, a heart-wrenching story. You're going to meet this family. Well, first they got a cancellation for their current policy, which wasn't supposed to happen. They liked their plan. They wanted to keep it. They signed up for Obamacare only to be told that their 18-month-old daughter is not going to be covered. She needs a separate plan. That incredible story is coming up next.